Alright, I have been doing a lot of things lately. Videos for this channel are not one of them, but here I am. And I have just seen a train. No, I have just seen John Oliver's latest, or the last show before Election Day. It's the morning of the 5th here, and hopefully I'll get this out on the 5th because of reminding people to vote. And what John Oliver decided to talk about was, of course, separating children from their parents. Something our wonderful government is doing at the moment, and how heartbreaking and disgusting it is. And cat. The cat is agreeing with me. But no, I have actually been so disturbed by that I had to get myself a drink. This is coffee, alcohol, and coffee creamer. And some ice because it's a little too rich. But one of the things I say a lot on the internet, particularly on Facebook, and when news of that disgusting wad of orange vomit that we call a president comes up, is we need to do better America. And that's just one of those things that we have gotten to the point where if we don't do something, it's going to blow up in our face. And one of the things people have said to me over and over again is, we thought the Republican Party was dead before. They thought it was dead under Nixon, and they thought it was dead under Reagan, and they thought it was dead under the second Bush. And I have to point something out here. Richard Nixon did a lot of dumb things. He also did a lot of really great things. He is the president that did the most to protect the environment out of every president in American history. So I would have to point that out, that, just because he's done some terrible things doesn't mean he didn't do some good things. And then Reagan, well, Cold War. So there was that. And, we were a different country back then. We really were. And then there was the second Bush, and he has proven something about Americans, is that we are really dumb. Oh, are we so dumb? And that's one of those things that often comes up when I start dealing with Trump supporters, is that they literally have everything backwards. I had one tell me that liberals were stealing from the middle class. It's like, let me explain this to you. There isn't enough money to go around because a small group of people have it all. That's just how it is. And the government is not stealing from the middle class. We all have to pay our fair share to have the most powerful army on earth. And say what you will about having that army. There are a lot of things I think that army does that are good. We keep the peace in a lot of places, and, we are there to stop tyranny. And whether that's done properly or whether that's done poorly is not the point. We should have a powerful army to stop tyranny. America should be seen as, a great force for good in all the world. And, it's just one of those things that they're talking about this America First idea, but it's like, yeah, I get it. You would take care of your own people before you take care of somebody else's. If the ship is sinking, a father naturally gets his own children out of there. But the thing is, it's like when you start looking at homelessness, and we've got so many veterans that are homeless. But why should anyone be homeless? It's like, who we should definitely give health care to is Native Americans, because we've done so many terrible things to them that, that should be it. They should have free health care for their whole lives, and they should have free education for their whole lives because we've wrecked their cultures, and it's cruel and it's stupid and it's such a great tragedy. But which Americans don't deserve to have health insurance and a nice... She's really a beautiful kitty, but she hates it when I pick her up. Calling at the door. What Americans don't deserve to have food every day and whatever have you. It's like, I'm going to give you a number. This is the number of people in this country I think should be starving. Or the number of this country I think is too many to be starving. It's too many. This is the number. This is too many. That number is 1. One child starving is too much for this country. One child dying of a disease, one person at all dying of a disease because they cannot afford medical coverage is too much for this country. One person trapped in poverty because they can't get education is too much for this country. We are the most powerful nation on this earth, and we need to provide for our people. And I'll tell you something else, I have been a working man for more than 20 years of my life. I got my first job 2 weeks before leaving high school. And one of the things that keeps happening is that employers think that they've got you because you need a job. So they do stupid things that wind up hurting their company. So, yeah. Now that I've lived in a system, it's not about laziness, it's about making it so that these people can't hold you hostage. Because they will do terrible things to you if they think they can. I tell you, my work, the amount of work they want me to do keeps going up and up and up. My paycheck keeps staying the same. And you know what? There's nothing I can do about it. Now, I could go to my boss and I could say, I'm not going to do this new thing because I don't feel you're paying me for it. Which point he'll say, okay, well, drop off your uniforms. We'll get somebody else. All right? Now, if suddenly every person could say, I don't need this job. I make more with the job, but I can survive without it. Suddenly they have to treat you right because you have an alternative. That's one of those things. So, yeah. I've come to the point in my life where I realize that we need to take the power from tyrants. And I will say it again, or at least some version of it. Do better, America. We need to do better, America. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Love to hear yours down in the comments below. I am Richard Leland Neal.